I tried to raise Charizard like a real animal, and it didn't become friendly. It became a problem, because one behavior scientists would call normal is exactly what makes Charizard brutal in real life. In the next 10 minutes you'll see the habitat, the diet, the hunting strategy, and the moment it evolves, which is way darker than the games. And stay to the end, because I'll show the one mistake that would get a trainer killed. First, the body. If you scale the anatomy realistically, Charizard isn't a pet. It's a mid-sized apex predator built for speed, reflexes, and territorial violence. But the scary part isn't the bite, it's what it does when it's threatened. Let's break it down. If Charizard existed, it wouldn't live inside volcanoes like a cartoon monster. Real-life animals don't choose most extreme, they choose stable energy. So Charizard would patrol volcanic foothills, places with geothermal vents, sun-baked rock, and wide-open launch points for flight. Because wings that large need two things, updrafts and runways. Birds use thermals. Charizard would do the same, spiraling up without burning calories. And the higher it perches, the more territory it controls. Here's the weird part. Its biggest advantage might not be fire, it's infrastructure. Let's translate Charizard into realistic biology. No magic, just brutal engineering. First, the flame. In real animals, fire would have to be a controlled chemical reaction, like a supercharged bombardier beetle. Charizard would likely store two separate compounds in internal sacs, mixing them only at the throat. Add a spark source, like piezoelectric tissue or friction plates, and you get ignition, and that tail flame, not a candle. Think of it as a heat vent, a visible exhaust from an internal furnace. If the flame dims, it's not mood, it's metabolism crashing, dehydration, hypothermia, shock. Now the lungs. Fire requires oxygen, lots of it. Charizard would need a bird-like respiratory system, air sacs that keep oxygen flowing one way, so it can breathe efficiently while flying and while blasting heat. Those massive wings aren't just for flying, they're living radiators. When Charizard overheats, it spreads them to dump heat. When it's cold, it folds them tight to trap warmth. That's why volcanic edges are perfect. Charge on warm rock, regulate in the air, and as for the bite, real predators don't rely on one weapon. Charizard's jaws would crush, not slice, more like a hyena than a cat. Powerful neck muscles hold prey in place, while heat finishes the job. And no, it wouldn't be slow. Heat-based animals can be terrifyingly fast in short bursts. But here's the part nobody expects. Charizard's real weapon is stress. When threatened, animals dump adrenaline. Charizard dumps adrenaline and heat at the same time. In panic, it doesn't attack. It becomes a walking ignition source. Hot breath, hotter skin, flaring tail. Even if it's trying not to hurt you, the environment starts losing. This is where my simulation starts, and where it goes wrong. When the egg cracked, the hatchling didn't roar. It listened. Like reptiles, it imprinted on the warmest stable thing nearby, the heat source. At first, it's manageable. Controlled meals, basking zones, strict hydration. Because heat-based animals live or die by water. But the biggest risk isn't the flame, it's the territory switch. And here's the one mistake that would get a trainer killed. Trying to dominate the bond. Because once Charizard exists, you are not the alpha, you are the habitat manager. The only way to keep it alive, and keep everyone else alive, is to stop treating it like property, and start treating it like wildlife. After this, I don't think any of us will ever look at Charizard the same way again.